Good evening, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about, well, usually tabletop games, but today we're talking about video games, because this is our second episode where we're talking about a Pokemon Nuzlock Challenge. Joining me like the first time is our French Hill resident carpenter, Zach. Good evening, Zach.
Hi, Chad.
But for the first time on this series, we are joined by our Silver Twilight liaison, Nick. Good evening, Nick.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Hello. And our Amygdalin keeper, Pat.
Greetings. Glad to be on my favorite art podcast.
Happy to have you. You can tell us about Graveler's Sprite when it comes up.
Okay. I have that one in the chamber.
So, from the last episode, I had failed terribly, but since then I've decided to restart a run of it. Zach, you've been continuing on with the same run, and then around the time I started my run, well, Nick and Pat started their runs. So
You guys were an inspiration.
happy to inspire.
It did the trick. It did get me to play. I never tried a Nuzlock.
So how did the you guys both randomized your starters, right?
Yes.
All right. Who'd you end up with?
Charmander for me.
I got
Just
Squirtle.
roll the die. Yeah.
And how did the early game go for you guys?
Well, I caught a Mankey, which helped a lot.
We'll
If
circle
I didn't
back to
catch
the
a
Mankey.
Mankey, yeah. Oh, we will circle back to the Mankey. The Mankey, who I named Gandalf, was the only reason that my four bright-eyed, bushy-tailed hobbits, Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin, otherwise known as Charmander, Rattata, Pidgey, and Butterfree, even made it through Brock's gym. So gotta give props to Gandalf, the Mankey.
He's a good leader.
Yeah, he's a fighter.
I was going to say, my early game was almost actually cut entirely short. From the rival battle on Route 22, when I could have easily gotten completely wiped, had my Pidgey not mid-battle gotten to level 10 and learned Gust to be able to take out my rival's Bulbasaur.
Huge.
Nice.
Yeah, when I caught that Mankey on Route 22, I didn't remember where the rival battle triggered, but I remembered it was there. So I went to the first row of grass and I just was like, we are not going any higher than this. We're gonna walk until we find a Pokemon, and we are not risking anything else, because your encounters with the rival, Chad, put the fear of God in me. I was like, I don't want to die.
Understand, I listened to the first episode, and I knew I had the knowledge. I knew that there was a rival battle. I just didn't know when it happened. And
Yep.
it's quite early in Route 22.
Yeah,
Yep.
my cautionary hubris, however, didn't help me, because I thought that I had not avoided that rival battle, and then when I was actually headed there later, on my way to Victory Road, guess who showed up?
Oh, that's hilarious.
The rival, and I completely forgot about him. So, goes around, comes around.
Yeah. I think I came back to that battle after Pewter City, but I got my naming convention this time was collective nouns. So I got Loft the Pidgey, Mischief the Rattata, Troop the Mankey, and Hive, what was a Weedle, but by the time that I got through Pewter City was Kakuna, and my Bulbasaur was Bouquet, and because there's no collective word for dinosaur apparently. So that carried me through pewter pretty easily, and then I went back and got whatever I could out of that rival battle.
Oh, to have a grass starter. Oh,
I say it was the same for me. Pewter City was kind of Bubble. Bubble was
Zach
the story
knows
with
my
Pewter City.
pain.
Yeah.
Understand.
I say
We kind of
Foster
chatted.
was brutal.
Lafayette's confusion.
We
I say.
kind of chatted about this a little bit when we were chatting last night, but it kind of feels like Squirtle might be the best starter for Gen 1.
It's not kind of. I'm just gonna. We'll get to that.
We'll get to
It's not
that.
kind of.
And it kind of feels like Charmander might be the worst.
Oh, by far, Charmander's the worst.
That's no
I
question.
actually just watched a video essay this evening about like why Charmander's the worst starter. And I was like, yeah, that feels true to life, actually. So not saying that we played it on hard, but
I intentionally played it on hard.
yeah, you chose the hard path. I just rolled the dice and got unlucky. This sounds, on brand for me, but
This story will. This will be a reflective theme in Pat's story, probably.
we'll come back to this. A reflective theme in my story. Yeah, history rhymes, right?
We'll catch up to Zach's progress when we catch up to Zach's progress. But after this, was Mount Moon terrible for either of you?
Particularly,
Not for me.
I kind
I
of just
got a
walked right
Zubat.
through it. I did get a Zubat. Letter the Zubat.
Who did I get on Mount Moon? I got Gimli. No.
Oh.
Spoilers. Spoilers of what happened to Gimli the Paris.
The
I
chosen
got a
one.
Paris. I got a Paris, which I was pretty happy about.
I got Quirrell the Fearow on the way there, and Cauldron the Golbat. Or sorry, Cauldron. He made it to Golbat. Sorry, I'm looking at my Pokebox right now. But I got a Zubat that I named Cauldron.
Such a great name.
Well, I for any of the common for any of the collective nouns, I always looked at the top 2 or 3 answers and picked the one that I liked the most. So, Cloud is more preferred, but I liked Cauldron for the evocative feel. But Bouquet got me through that mountain pretty easily.
Same thing for me. Just Bubble.
Yeah.
Bubble was the story of my early game.
Yep.
Pippin the Butterfree pretty much. It wasn't Psybeam at that point. It was Confusion on all the Zubats.
Oh,
And
very
then
nice.
I think the way that I got through the Geodudes when they came up was probably Gandalf with some fighting type moves
That makes sense.
because I didn't have any
He
other
doesn't
answers.
suffer any fools.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on the other side of the mountain, I got Whisker, the Sand Shrew.
So jealous.
Wait, on the other side of the mountain?
Yeah, Route 4.
Yeah, because that's where I got Schnitzel, my Sandshrew.
You guys get Sandshrew.
I know.
It's unique to, or it's one of the
version
version
of
so
Sandshrew.
privileged leaf green. You guys get Sandshrew. What do we get in lieu of Sandshrew, Zach?
I'm trying to remember. Route 4?
Who cares? That's what we
Yeah,
get. Like,
nothing.
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, I remember what I did on. I bought a magic cart for $500.
Yeah, you bought Magic.
And what is that Magic Carp's name?
Legolas.
Incredible.
Legolas was also a champion.
He was a champion, and true to his name, in the later, let's say the later entries in the series, he became overpowered and stupid. So, like, some of my names were quite apt. Lord of the Rings themed, if people couldn't pick up on that.
I got
okay.
Mead the Spearow in Route 4.
Nice.
Oh, that's boring. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Extremely boring.
Hey. Quarrel? is one of my A team. So like I'm not like one of the things I appreciate about this is that I'm making connections to Pokemon that I've always kind of been about before. Like,
Mhm.
oh,
Right.
it's Spearow and Fearow. Like, it's cool, they're fine, whatever. But like, frickin' Quarrel is like good at what he does, and I am happy to have him on my team.
I just looked it
Uh,
up. And you
I
know
got-
what we get instead of Sandslash? We get Arbok.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
you get the
horrifying.
Ekans.
We get the poison type. The greatest
the
type in
absolute
Gen
worst.
1. The
Hey,
strongest.
Do you want to know what another version exclusive is for Fire Red? Oddish,
Oddish is
another,
pretty great.
but another poison type.
Yeah.
But we do get Shelter, which is
Yeah.
pretty great because
You
it
guys get
turns
Shelter?
into Cloyster.
Yeah.
We get Vulpix. You guys get Growlithe.
Yeah, you guys get Star You, Star Me.
Yeah. On the way to
Let's-
Bill's, I got Bellflower the Bellsprout, and I got a Caterpie. Now I decided to name it after with the intent of making it into a Butterfree. I named it based off of the collective noun of a butterfly, which I love as a kaleidoscope. I love that
That's so
the
great.
collective noun for butterflies is kaleidoscope. It's so visually evocative.
Let's just all quit our jobs and become taxonomists.
um,
I forgot that you also got a Caterpie.
I don't think it
My
lived,
yeah.
did it?
the Caterpie and the Beedrill are still both alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
My other Pokemon that I got on the way to Bill's was a chance at a freaking Abra.
Ooh.
Spoiler alert, didn't catch it.
Hey, me neither. But I did get my Oddish Boromir on the way to Bill's instead.
Another
Nice.
Because
champion.
there's technically because there's two routes. If you go left after the bridge, you can go south and it'll be like Route 24, and then if you go
Yeah.
up and then
Yep.
right, it'd be Route 25 on the way to Bill's.
Hmm.
Yep. So according to this picture that I took, after Misty, my team of 6 was Bouquet at level 19, Troop at 17, Hive at 9, Mischief at 10, Quarrel at 14, and Loft at 16. That's right, I had a lot of flyers early on.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
the same.
Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Misty. Oh God. So
That goes into his.
I caught Gimli in Mount Moon and Grass Bug with the ability to learn Bullet Seed, which you could get as a TM at that point. I was like, this is my answer to Misty, because up to this point I had I had Oddish, I guess. So I trained up Oddish, Boromir, and I trained up Paris, and I was like, this is going to be great. Paris will be my ace against Misty. So I go up against Misty, and she brings out her ace, which I think is a star, whichever the super mini pointed blue star is, that one. Yeah, the
Okay.
star me. And I was like, I got this. I'm going to stun spore. I'm going to do all my shenanigans. It'll be great. And she water pulses me and it's not supposed to be effective, right? Because I'm grass bug. And she water pulses me in critical hits and kills my Gimli immediately. And I was like, this cannot. She can't keep getting away with this. Oddish Boromir came in to save the day, but hot dang, I was so upset. I was like, this is not supposed to happen. Like, it's not I'm not supposed to get one shot crit by a not very effective move. And the game, you guys know how Pokemon games are, right? Where it's like, it'll do the damage, it'll say that was super effective or that was not super effective, and then you'll keep going. So you get one shot, it's like all my health goes away. A critical hit, it's not very effective. Gimli has fainted. And I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, all right.
Right here doesn't feel right. I had forgotten that War Turtle at that time learns Bite, and so Misty did not become a problem because Staryu, Starmie are also psychic types. So
Yeah.
Bite, just
Oh,
as
man.
a dark move, just kind of was cheating.
Man, Squirtle looking real good right now.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not kidding
Squirtle
you
was
when
good against the first gym and the second gym.
Okay, that's why you're saying that Squirtle was the best choice. That makes
We'll
sense.
get to
It
more.
just is.
We'll get to more.
Yeah, like, and I also did have Bluma the Bellsprout as well, so like I did have a grass type as well to go to, but it's a grass poison, so I was trying to be sparing with it. I kind of just use it to beat the other trainers along to Misty, so I could my Squirtle would my War Turtle at the time would just be full power.
So, as we're going through this, I'm going back through we have a group chat with all of the people doing the Nuzlock on it, and Pat makes a I was complaining that I got a level 8 Caterpie on Route 24, 25, and Zach goes 10 out of 10 catch. Pat goes, lol, well, I got a Paris in Mount Moon, so I get it. And my response was, is a Paris better or worse than a Zubat? Pat goes, LMAO, probably better. Zach goes, Zubat is objectively the worst.
This is
To which
foreshadowing.
my
Just
response
wait.
is...
I was about to say, knowing the saga, this is insane history.
It really is.
So my response to that is, my cauldron is going to be great. You'll see. You'll all see.
He was great.
He was. And Zach goes, I would love to see your Zubat. Love if your Zubat made it to the Elite Four. He did not. But he did good work.
He
Spoiler
did
alert.
good.
Cauldron will not make it to the Elite Four.
Oh, also I beat up youngster Chad on Route 24 or 25.
Nice.
I like
He
the
had it
idea
going.
that when you beat the Elite Four after this challenge run, like the screen fades to black and then just Nick Fury shows up and like Cauldron the Zubat is just in a chair. And it's like, I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
Yeah, that bat did good work. We'll get to that. Catching up to Zach a little bit more, got to Vermilion City, so I caught Clouder the Meowth at level 10. Looking at my box, I have done nothing with him. And then I got a Diglett in the Diglett Cave. His name is Labor.
That's excellent.
Also, quote, all capital letters from me, fucking random ass level 29 Dugtrio jumps me in the Diglett Cave and nearly killed Bouquet at level 22.
I have words.
Yeah, let's talk about Doug Trio and Diglett Cave, everyone.
Oh my god!
Terrifying.
An arena
Just
trap.
let it out. Just let it out,
Oh my
everyone.
god! Those fucking Diglets. The murderers. Murderers, I say. They killed my poor Bellsprout. It was so
So
young.
smart.
Like, I know Zach had mentioned it. Zach had mentioned it. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I've got my Ivysaur at this point. Bouquet's got this. Everything's fine. No worries whatsoever. And that thing nearly kills me. And like that was my starter that it nearly killed. Looking at the picture I took at the time, I was level 22, and Bouquet had 9 of 63 health left by the end of that fight.
Oh,
I hate those moments. I have had so many of those moments in this game.
the thing that gets me about that arena trap Doug Trio is that Zach ran into it and he warned everybody.
Yeah.
Chad ran into it and he warned everybody and he almost lost Bouquet. Nick ran into it. He did lose Bellsprout and he warned everybody about it. And I had not yet gone through Diglett Cave. And so like I'm there like holding my Pokemon close, like nobody move. We're gonna get through this together. I used repels. It was fine, not knowing that repels don't stop higher level Pokemon. So that whole time I was actually at risk of the Dugtrio, but I didn't know it at the
You actually
time.
made it worse.
Ignorance was my shield. It's fine. I didn't run into it until
good.
days later, maybe weeks later. At this point, I don't know. I was just passing. I hadn't taught a Pokemon fly yet. I was just passing through Diglett Cave on my way between what is it, Vermilion and Pewter.
Pewter, yeah.
And I found him. I found him, and I happened to be grinding up a low level Pokemon just to increase my Dex count so that I could unlock some of the specials that the Professor Oak's aids give you. And just Elrond the Meowth, he was like level 18, and he was just staring death in the face.
Yeah, just
And I was like, "There's nothing that can be done here. I'm sorry, Elrond, you're done." and he was, and I had no one but myself to blame because, like I said, 3 of you ran into it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because I said I went through Diggle's cave to get the flash because I was I knew I had a little bit of time for you guys to catch up. So I was just like walking through, and I had Eisenhower, so I figured out safe. And then I ran into the arena trap Dugtrio, and I don't remember what level Eisenhower was, but he almost died, so I had to keep potioning him up until I finally beat him.
Yep.
absolutely insane.
Mine was hubris. I literally was like, "Oh, I got this." My Bellsprout is like level like 16 or 17 or 18 or something like that. These are all ground Pokemon. He can pretty much just one shot these guys. And
So
then suddenly, from the depths of the cave, rises
Dugtrio.
monster.
Who was I talking to you guys that I was going through with the repels? I was like, I'm pretty sure I heard Jaws music in the background.
Yeah, but
So when I got to Vermilion, I went to Route 11, I think that is, to the east, and I got Candle, the Drowsy. Now, Candle
Also got a
turns
drowsy
out,
there.
Lucky you guys.
Okay,
You want to
that-
know what I got on that? I got my game specific Pokemon Ekans. Yeah. Could have been a
which route was
Drowsy. Route 11,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's where I also got my.
Heck
I say,
yeah.
we'll get to Muda the Drowsy later.
But fun fact, Drowsies are based off of the tapir animal, and I remember being very confused when I was looking up what the collective noun for tapirs are, and Nikki, you and I were chatting, and you're like, "What is it, a candelabra?" And I'm just like, why would you, like, the answer I'm looking at and reading is a candle. Why did you say, why are you on the same wavelength as Google, and why am I not on this wavelength? And it's because a tapir is a type of candle, and I did not know that. I learned that. But I got got Candle the Drowsy, and the picture I sent that day was spent today working on the B team. I needed to work on the B team because my goal was I needed to deal with that Alakazam that wiped me the first time, and I needed to work on Pokemon that would be good against Surge because I had so many flyers. So, looking at the picture I sent, I had a level 17 Mischief, level 15 Whisker, level 16 Candle, level 18 Kaleido, because I couldn't put Kaleidoscope, 16 Hive, and a level 17 Labor. So, spent a lot of time just getting the B team up and running for Vermilion City.
Way, not Alakazam. If your rival had Alakazam on SSN, I don't think anyone would survive it.
Kadabra.
That's how you know
right.
Gary's cheating.
Real.
Gary motherfucking Oak. You can bleep that. Sorry, it's the meme.
You're good.
You got to do it.
Yeah,
how did I beat Surge? I caught a Dugtrio, not a Dugtrio. I caught a Diglett in Diglett's cave, and I think that's how I had to do it.
Mine was Sandslash at the time. Sandshrew?
Yeah.
That was just my answer.
So, I lost Labor on the SSN, critical quick attack from a Pikachu, killed Labor.
That's right. I remember that picture.
Yep.
It
Just
was
a
very much
picture of
so.
a happy
How did
Pikachu.
that happen?
By what
Yep.
right against and crime against God and nature does a Pikachu kill a Diglett?
I don't
That's just
know.
wrong. That's just
It
so
is
wrong.
wrong.
So
I will say this: out of all the casualties, I'm not sad to see a Diglett go.
Ah,
How
Diglett's my
dare you?
favorite.
How dare you?
you?
Arwen
Well,
the Diglett was the only reason I got 3 badges.
I know.
So-
I know.
I think we can officially say Nick is anti-labor.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Ow.
Well,
Rude. I believe my
Um,
chat I think you can understand why I'm anti
yes.
Diglett.
Yes. That's
Just
fair.
because just because you call it something doesn't mean I'm anti the thing.
Yes. So I
I liked
created.
your Diglett, Dad.
Oh, thank you. So I created a box, and when I was going for all my dead Pokemon, and when I realized that I could make the background this like purple rainbow star thing, I'm like, well, I've got to call it Valhalla now. So
I didn't even clock that you could customize the boxes until you sent that picture, and I was like, what the heck is going on here?
yeah,
pretty
and
great.
I made it. I made it through the rival battle on the SSN, no casualties. And once I got the rod, I caught Rampage, the the level 5 Magikarp with a bold nature.
I don't know. I
Um,
feel like you could have bought one way earlier for a nice price.
I could have. I didn't
500
know that
Pokédollars.
though.
500 Pokédollars or free at any body of water with the old rod.
But yeah, like you, Nick, my Sandshrew got me through
It's just
Surge.
it's just how it is going to be. Hardest part, honestly, was trying to get past all the evasion shenanigans that Surge ends up doing.
Yeah. All right. So we're caught up to where we were with Zach last time.
Yeah.
And after this, we all head through the rock tunnel
Mhm.
to get to Lavender Town. How'd that go?
I went through pretty smoothly. I had Flash. I had given it to Eisenhower, and so I could see. And yeah, it took me a while, and I came through with kind of low HP, but nothing horrible, no casualties.
Yeah, it was really a slog, but it wasn't super bad for me as well. I had caught a Voltorb on Route 10 ahead of Rock Tunnel and taught it Flash. And knowing that I was going to teach it Flash, I named it Galadriel. So it was pretty straightforward. I remember what Pokemon are in the Rock Tunnel, but like I don't remember it being super bad.
Yeah, I
It's
caught.
rocks and Machops. Like,
Yeah, I got a Geodude there.
Yeah, I
Okay,
caught
yeah.
McClellan the Zubat, who immediately got boxed because I had my pretty strong Zubat prejudice that comes in later.
Yeah. I was in the background building up my Zoo. I've spent a lot of time on my B team, as I've called it, just because my Ivysaur at the time and my Venusaur now is really good for certain things, but is not good for the gym battles right now. So it's like I need other Pokemon of decent level to like handle certain things, and so I was building up the Zubat to help me against ghost Pokemon, and other things. But we're not at ghost Pokemon yet.
Rock Tunnel, once again, War Turtle kind of made it easy. I was trying not to use him because I was starting to get worried about level caps, and being able to control it. So I was very conservative getting through Rock Tunnel, but otherwise it was fine. It just took me a while.
Scored looking real good right about now.
On Route 8, I had the chance to catch a Growlithe, and Nick was just like, throw balls at it. So I did, and then immediately it fled. It got out and roared at me.
I will say this: I was very flippant because at the time I had not intended on playing a Nuzlock, and Zach,
You didn't understand the pressure.
you just listened to me like a fool.
Just
Yep.
throw balls at it.
So there's the route from Lavender Town westward to the underground tunnel, and then it pops out on the other side. Those Pokemon spawns are basically the same, I remember.
Yeah.
And I ran into a Vulpix on one of them, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, I need a fire type. And it roared at me first chance it got.
Yeah.
And I was
That's how
like,
I missed my Route H catch.
And I'm like, this is not happening a second time. Because my general strategy for any new Pokemon is put Bouquet out front so that I can Leech Seed, Sleep Powder it, like, lock it down. I think that is one of the true strengths of Bulbasaur as your pick.
Yes, it is.
For a
Bulbasaur looking
Nuzlocke.
real good right about now.
Is that you can just do that like from the word go. That said, that when I found the second one, I got a Vulpix. Apparently, a collective term for foxes is a skulk of foxes. So I got a Vulpix going into Celadon, which I was real happy with.
So then I did go through the tunnel, and I ran into Growlithe again, and then I put it to sleep, and then threw balls at it till I caught it. So I did get eventually the Growlithe, named it Pershing, and then put it in the box. I haven't gotten. I assumed at some point I was going to lose my, patent, so I'd have a backup fire type, but I haven't lost him yet, so he's just there in the wings.
Yeah, the Growlithe catch just very much so like you're like you look at your Charmander or your Charmeleon and you're like, cool. Now I got another one.
I got another one.
I mean,
it is kind of nice because there are only there's 4 fire types in all of Gen 1.
Yeah.
Like
it is good contingency. Like Zach said, like if he lost his starter, he'd have something to fall back on.
yeah, it's the only fire I currently have.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that'll be useful in
Sad.
It was useful in the grass gym.
Again,
It got me through a lot.
Use the many flying types that you have.
I could have, but I didn't. I worked on this Ninetales.
Don't worry though, the fire Pokemon will be really useful against Lorelei, the ice type Elite Four member. Trust me, she doesn't have 4 water ice types. I'm giving you eyebrows right now.
Yes, I can hear. So I remember at this point we were talking about like, oh, here's my roster. Like I've got a decent amount of Pokemon because I only lost Labor at this point. And I remember we were like that day talking about, yeah, here's my roster and here's like the levels. And like I've been working on the B teams a lot, so like I've got like a pretty rounded amount of levels. And there's a text that I have here, like I'm spending a lot of time and playing hyper safe, and then not but like an hour later there's a picture of a coughing at level 21 with no health that I ran into going through the hideout under the game center that had blown up using self-destruct on my Mischief. So there goes my Raticate. And my second casualty.
Drowsy was taken out the exact same way.
Yeah. I think this was a pretty catastrophic run for all of us through the hideout, right?
Not me.
No, not okay. Well, everyone else.
But I hadn't done the hideout. The chat kept being like, "Oh, yep, self-destruct. Oh, yep, another self-destruct. Yep, another self-destruct. Watch out!" And I was just like, again, clutching my Pokemon to me, being like, "I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down to the underground hideout. Don't make me go."
The worst part is I almost one-shot that coughing.
Me too.
I almost
That is annoying.
did it.
That is annoying.
That coughing had no right to survive a confusion attack from my Drowsy. It survived with 1 HP and blew up.
The thing that's wild is like I just listened to the episode that you and Zach did on like part 1. I just listened to that today, and Zach says in that conversation, like, what's gonna kill you is the self-destructs from coughings and wheezings and gravelers. And like You hate to be
Yes.
right in that
I know.
situation, but
I know. I did warn you. Yeah.
So
So
I can
I went
go
into
ahead.
that like ready for these. Like I knew that they were a threat. So I led with Abrams, my Graveler, because I knew that he is strong against normal type attacks, which is self-destructive. So I knew that he could take the self-destruct. So I had made it through most of it totally fine. And then I was at the guy who drops the lift key right at the end.
Yep.
And there's the coughing that self-destructed, and I was totally fine. So Abrams was totally fine. Then they
Nice.
bring in the Zubat.
Oh
And I'm
no.
like, well, I'm fine here, right?
No.
And he was down. So at this point, Abrams he was down to about a third health after the self destruct. But I was like, I knew that I can take him out with one rock throw, so I'm fine. So I use rock throw. The Zubat went before me. Oh no, yeah. So he went. I used rock throw and missed. Then the Zubat used bite because it was normal type or a dark type and not normal type. And before this, the coughing had poisoned Abrams.
Sure.
So the bite does more than expected, brings him down to 7 HP, and I'm like,
No.
all right, 7 HP,
No.
that's not great, but I think I can live. And then the poison damage hits and knocks him out. And I was like, no, this was how I was going to go up against the Kangaskhan and all the other self-destructs, and now I lost him to a Zubat.
Zubats really pulled their weight this
Pride
game.
cometh before the
I know,
fall.
it comes before the fall for sure.
God.
In your mind, just montage style. Zubats are objectively the worst.
The
Worst.
And just for sheer disrespect, I named Zubat McClellan, who was like notoriously an incompetent general during the Civil War. So this was revenge. It was absolutely revenge.
Do we want to jump to the Kangaskhan? I'm pretty sure I had the roughest go of this fight.
Yeah, you did. You did not have a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
You guys, you're like, yeah, this Mega Punch is ridiculous, and I was like, it has Mega Punch.
Yeah. I'll go first. The
Sure.
rest of Giovanni's team, not too bad for me. That Kangaskhan, though. My Blastoise and that Kangaskhan duked it out like they were in a death match together. My Blastoise took not one, not two, but 3 critical Mega Punches to the face in the course of that fight, and kept living because I kept healing it. And like, would you please stop critting, please, so that we can actually have a battle? God.
How about I do anyway?
So I got through the rest of Giovanni's Pokemon just fine. And I'm like, cool, he's got a lot of normal types. I've got Troop, my Mankey, level 25, doing solid good work. Great. He throws out this level 29 Kangaskhan, Mega Punches me, criticals, kills Troop. One shot, no question. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and throw out my Candle, the Drowsy. He's Psychic type. He's strong against fighting moves. That shouldn't be too bad. He's level 25 versus level 29 Kangaskhan. That shouldn't be too bad. Throws a Mega Punch, knocks me out in one hit. Okay. And I'm taking a picture. Every time something dies, I take a picture and post it into the chat, which is getting your guys' immediate reaction. I'm like, okay, I want something with higher defense. Let's throw out Whisker, my Sandshroom, or my Sandslash at the time. It can do solid attack damage. It's got good defense. It should be okay. Gets knocked out in one hit by a Mega Punch, because that's all this Kangaskhan is doing. And I'm just like, does this know anything other than Mega Punch? And so
It
at
does.
this point,
That's
I
quite a
said,
varied moveset, actually.
"Oh, good for it." All I saw was punches for a very long time.
I
So
didn't even know it had Mega Punch.
all I had left after those three died was Quarrel at level 24, Skulk at level 23, and Loft at level 24, because I realized I kind of just walked into Giovanni, not fully realizing how bad this was going to be. I didn't want to take my Venusaur because he really wasn't going to be able to do a whole lot well against that. But I ended up going with Skulk because Ninetales, and the only fire move I had was Will-O-Wisp, a move that I have never liked. But boy howdy, did that move and constantly shoving potions down my Ninetales mouth get me through the rest of that fight. So, yeah, that hideout took 4 Pokemon from me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
Jeez.
Burn also lowers the attacker's attack stat, so it's a pretty solid status. Like, won't stop a Mega Punch instant kill necessarily, but it helps.
Yeah. Anything else on the hideout, or shall we go to the Pokemon Tower?
Yeah, I've got a couple things left on the hideout.
Go right ahead.
This was so while I was waiting for you guys to catch up with me, I decided that I should just go and gamble.
right. I
And
forgot about
so-
this.
And so I just gambled like crazy. And then with my proceeds, I bought Clefairy, named him Washington, who has become a champion of the people. Then I also bought a smoke ball, which has been so extremely helpful. It's a free runaway, including getting you out of arena traps. So that was a lifesaver.
Nice.
Then I got Charcoal, Miracle Seed, Yellow Flute, which I have been using to help me with any confusion I run into, and Mystic Water. So that was just sheer nonsense at the game corner. So then once I had lost Abrams to this stupid Zubat, I went into the box and picked up my Meowth named Butler, and I taught him Water Pulse and Attract, and then brought him into the Dark Cave to train him up. I can't remember what level he was, like 10 or something, and I ran into a level 16 Geodude, and I'm like, oh, I can take this. I've got a super effective, water move. I'm fine. So I use Water Pulse, and then did not go first.
Ooh.
So the Geodude got a magnitude 9, I think, and just knocked it
Who
out in one shot.
taught those Geodudes magnitude?
I have
Because
no
that's
idea.
how Arwen Diglett died. Because I similarly was like, I should train up my ground type. It'll be valuable for down the line. And same thing, magnitude 9 or 10, just instantly.
Brutal. So then I put Butler in the grave, and I picked up Washington, and then that's when I had the smoke ball, and Washington went in. I taught him Brick Break, and
Solid.
yeah, and Shockwave. And then I went into the Dark Cave with the smoke ball, and then just murdered Zubats with Shockwave and Geodudes with Brick Break, and then ran away from fighting types. And then so then I came back into Giovanni with my leveled up Clefable, and then I used Brick Break against Genghis Khan until I got pretty low, and so I switched it out for Churchill, who then came in and finished the job with Double Kick, and then the other two went down pretty easy after that.
Nice.
So I got through that without any more casualties. And then when I went into the tower, the Pokemon Tower, since that's where we're headed next, I caught Bliss the Ghastly, put him in the box for now. He comes out later, and then beat the rival pretty easily because I was over leveled for the rival there.
Yeah, the rival wasn't a problem, and I ended up getting a Ghastly, which I was very happy with. One of the collective nouns for ghosts, a collective noun is a haunt or a haunting of ghosts. That's not what I went with. A fright of ghosts, like that one too. My favorite answer was afraid of ghosts.
I
So
love it every time.
frayed, the Ghastly joined the team. um, but I mostly used Cauldron to get through the tower.
I think that I used Pippin, Butterfree. I think he had Psybeam at that point. To handle the tower. I can't remember. I think I caught a Ghastly in the tower before I did the hideout, which is maybe one reason I didn't have such a bad time in the hideout, because I used Ghastly against the coughings.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. They wouldn't self-destruct.
Yeah,
And that
because
wasn't a connection that I had made. Nick had pointed that out, that like
Yeah,
they're
'cause-
immune to normal moves.
because I had realized that I could have gone to the Pokemon hideout. Well, I realized afterwards, after I got there, I was like, oh wait, the Pokemon hideout. I should maybe train up this Haunter so I never have to worry about getting losing a Pokemon to an explosion again. And so that was one of my priority catches was the Ghastly that I got Geist.
So, speaking of explosions, I'll just get to Cauldron's story here. Cauldron got me through the entire Ghost Tower. I basically only used him. Gained like 6 or 7 levels doing that. And then at the top of the tower, I didn't realize that there was going to be a string of Team Rocket people. My Pokemon were still in good shape, but I'm like, okay, cool. And I just didn't switch out Cauldron as my frontline Pokemon. And so I throw out Cauldron, he throws out a Coughing, and I'm just like, oh, this is fine because he's going to do poison moves. I'm resistant to poison. I can do other things. This isn't a huge because I've got some psychic moves and whatnot. This is fine. Blows up, and it's just the worst when your Pokemon dies from a self-destruct. Like, I was bitter about that, and this was the same day that I already lost 4 Pokemon going through. This is a bad day for me.
This Friday had a lot of deaths. This particular day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the same day that Abrams went down to the Zubat.
Yep. There's that
circle of
picture from
life.
Zach.
Mm-hmm.
And the same day that I lost my Drowsy too. So it was.
I hadn't checked my phone all day, so like
Yeah.
like 8:30 at night, I'm going through and being like, "Holy crap, guys!"
Pat looks at his phone. Suddenly, there's a wall of text just naming the dead.
Yep.
My poor attempt at consolation. It's been a rough day for everyone, huh?
The massacre of March 27th is what that will be known as.
Yep. But yeah, we all made it through the tower, and it's funny because of how I didn't understand. It was funny how different people miss different things. Like I got a bike really early because I just found the guy that gave me the bike voucher, but other people completely missed it. I completely missed where I was supposed to get the hot tea to open up to get Saffron. So I actually got all the way down to Fuchsia before I went to Saffron because I didn't know how to get to Saffron.
We never talked about Erica. Is it because no one gives a fuck about Erica because she's the easiest gym leader?
Oh, we totally did not talk about Erica. Yeah, I got through Erica with my Ninetales.
Yeah. We all just use either one of the plethora of birds or a fire type to win. Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I used Patton and McClellan. Or not McClellan, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My
I would say
Pidgeotto.
Rhinoka, my Vulpix turned, and then eventual Ninetales was just wrecked shop.
Yeah,
barged
Frodo
in
as a
and burned
hobbit
everything.
knows a thing or two about burning leaves. So
Nice.
So I got Sloth the Snorlax. What?
He just loves that name.
I'm just remembering people's names for Snorlax. That's all.
Well, I looked it up because it made most sense to me that Snorlax was kind of like a bear, like hibernating. It's kind of the way I was looking at it. And so
I
I
don't know.
looked up.
Snorlax just feels like Snorlax to me. You know, it doesn't really feel
Yeah.
like an animal.
That's fair. I felt bear was
No,
most
you're good.
appropriate.
Yeah, you're good.
And my choices for bear are either a sleuth or a sloth, and I'm like, definitely not sleuth, so let's go with sloth.
A group of bears is called a sleuth?
Apparently.
What do they solve
don't-
mysteries?
I've never understood it. He said it before, and he said it again today, and I'm like, I still don't get it.
But I got Snorlax, and then once I was opened up to go to Saffron, I named him Dojo, the Hitmonlee, from the fighting dojo. Because a group of fighters is a dojo. I guess I could have gone with gang, but that didn't feel quite right.
Yeah, you're good. That all tracks.
And then according to the text record, I beat Silphco, Sabrina, and Koga all in one afternoon.
Yeah, Chad had no fear apparently.
apparently not.
Apparently.
He had suffered the pain of death and was now hardened.
I'd lost so much, but
Pat can tell you, I had great trepidation walking into Koga's gym. I was terrified. Everything could explode.
The weird thing about Koga's gym is that he has a surprising number of psychic Pokemon in it.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. Well, there's another reason I was particularly worried about Koga's gym, because in Sylph Tower, I lost Geist the Haunter.
Yeah.
But Gyarados bite. A critical Gyarados bite.
That's rough.
Why does
Yeah.
my
And-
Gyarados never crit when he bites? It's not fair.
You know what? Why do all the enemy Pokemon crit exactly when they need to?
Blizz, please nerf.
Please nerf this really old game.
So I had to
Um,
rethink my whole strategy on how I was going to deal with both Sabrina and Koga, and I have trained up Mata, the Venomoth, to Venomoth, to wreck house.
okay, so I know that we're kind of talking about these three things kind of in a little bit of a collective. I do want to note specifically an interaction that I loved, which was I was going through Silphco. I was going through Silphco very methodically and very slowly. I kept leaving to go to the Pokemon Center. It was fine. I wanted to make sure I was always at tip top. But I remember going through a teleporter and seeing my rival and going, no. And popping back and then I went and fought Koga because I didn't want to go for my rival just yet.
You mentioned that, and when I popped into that same room and saw my rival, I'm like, oh, the rival fight, and I walked right up to him. You made the right choice.
Yeah, I have in my notes that I was warned by Pat about the rival battle.
Yeah, I just like I'm sure I'll be fine. I've got still most of my Pokemon for dealing with his things. Like, it's fine. I just, like, I looked at what his levels were and I'm just like, I just want a few more levels before I go after this. Did you guys have any casualties from that fight?
Well, I've got some before the rival battle in Silphco.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wait, really?
Yeah, this is tragic. So I was battling just a rando Team Rocket guy in the tower. Eisenhower was in there. I don't even remember what was before this, but I knocked it out. And then there was a Zubat. And Eisenhower is my
Which are
glue.
nothing, right?
Which are nothing.
Objectively the worst.
They're objectively the worst.
Worst.
And I hadn't even evolved him into into Vileplume yet.
It was so young.
Yeah, so Zubat, Eisenhower, who was the Gloom, left in by the Zubat. And I don't know why I didn't think that Zubat had flying type attacks. And so he used Wing Attack, super effective against Eisenhower, and just knocks him out.
To quote the text chat from Zach, I was battling a random Team Rocket guy in Silph.co and beat the Cubone, and then I was like, I'll just acid the Zubat for some reason, forgetting they have Wing Attack.
Right, I do remember that text now.
Yeah. And so then to teach myself a lesson, I pulled the Zubat out of the box and then leveled him up in Dark Cave. I taught him Giga Drain and Aerial Ace.
I love the arc here of
Yeah.
you being like, Zubats
I
are
know.
garbage. And then two of your like star Pokemon get murked by them, and you're
Yeah,
like, fine, I will use the weapon of the enemy.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what happened. And then I went back in to Silph.co. I had evolved Churchill into Nidoking. I have in parentheses here, long live the king. And then I went back into Silph.co and I encountered a Weezing. And since I didn't have my Weezing, Abrams, my tank, Churchill got self-destructed and murdered.
Yep.
So then I had to go back and picked out Bliss, the Ghastly, like we talked about before, who's, effective against self-destruct, and brought him back in to level him up. And so then I went back in and I was like, I should check this rival battle because Pat just warned me about it. And that's when I found out that the Ace was level 40 and all my Pokemon were like lower than 36, but usually, 29 to 31. And so they went back and just kind of like did a bunch of other stuff to kind of level up. And that's when I got Lafayette went in, the Butterfree went and got through the dojo, got Scott the Hitmonchan. And then I went in against Koga. I don't have a whole ton of notes here except that Koga's Muck murdered Lafayette, which was tragic.
Ooh.
Muck is a beast.
So that's your Butterfree, right?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
You had that Butterfree's
A
done
true
a lot of good
hero.
work for you.
Lafayette.
Oh no, I have one more in here after the rival battle in
My God.
Silph.co. That was brutal. Okay, yeah, because I went back in and to battle Giovanni after I beat my rival, because the rival was fine. I was ready for him. Went in to battle Giovanni, and he had his level 39 Nidoqueen. I had defeated all his other Pokemon easily. And then I was switching a few Pokemon around because I was worried about the Earthquake, which I don't know that he even has, or she even
He
has
has
at
it
this
until the
point.
gym battle.
So I sent out, McClellan to use flinch, like the flinch from bite and confusion with Confuse Ray. But unfortunately, she used Body Slam and killed him.
And there's the end of your
Yeah,
Zubat.
so he died already. And there's the end of my Zubat. He trained up a lot, and I think I did some stuff in between there. Because he featured prominently in my playthrough so far, but yeah, he died pretty quickly, like in this story.
Zach, in the anime adaptation of this Nuzlocke, I imagine like right before this fight, your McClellan,
Yeah.
which is your Zubat, right? Right.
Yep.
He's got his like towel draped around his neck. He's like got his boxing gloves on. He's like ready. He's getting ready. And then he like sees a recording like in the Pokemon locker room of like you saying that Zubats are objectively the worst. And like he goes into that fight and he's like, I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna show him what I have.
There's a note here of Pat going, McClellan will prove his worth, and Zach says, so far he has. I'm currently in the Pokemon Tower, and he's eating ghosts to absorb their power.
Yeah.
There's also, going through the text, an almost poem from Pat The coughing line is the true killer of all. Coughing? More like coffin, am I right?
Wait, I forgot about that one.
And then I apologize, saying that humor is my coping mechanism.
Yep. So Silphco wasn't a problem for me. I went back, beat the rival, no problems. Beat Giovanni, no problems. I was ready. My Haunter grew like 10 levels from me just riding down the bike path down to Fuchsia because there's so many fighting Pokemon on that route. So I was immune to most of them and was just able to grind my Haunter up. So when he's throwing out his normal types, I'm like, don't care, Psychic you, because I found Mr. Psychic and taught Psychic to my Haunter. But the day is not without casualties. I lost against Sabrina's Alakazam at the very end. I lost Rampage the Gyarados, who was honestly, the main way I was making it through the Psychic Gym, because it had Bite. And it had a really good bite, and I had even given it the black glasses to make it all cool and have extra dark power, but
Squirtle Squad represent.
yeah, Rampage was a casualty, bringing my total casualties to 7 at this point.
Oh dang, you've had a lot more casualties than I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say I am so far the lucky one that has had very few casualties. I only have 3.
Very nice.
Well, there's been many close calls.
Yeah, I think
Sabrina.
I have 4.
Yeah, I would say Sabrina for me went down via Blastoise bites, and Koga went after I lost my Haunter. I pivoted to a Venomoth and used that to take down Koga. Not without my own issue. I did happen to walk into a time anomaly, so I had to do it over again.
Oh, yeah.
My emulation more or less crashed. And I didn't save after either gym battle. I had to do it again, face my fears a second time.
But you did it.
Yeah, well, yes, but the second time was scary because, let's just say this. That Alakazam that Sabrina has is no joke. Anyone who's doing this, know that it's
Level
no
43.
joke, no matter how easy it sounds. Because that thing calm-minded twice, and then got to unleash one Psychic against my Blastoise that did 125 damage.
Wow.
And left my Blastoise with 6 health.
Whoa!
Oh my
So yeah. Don't, I was very scared. It wasn't even a critical. I feel like my Blastoise has lived near death plenty of times.
Squirtle looking pretty good right about now.
What a squad. I did also give him the dark glasses. I switched out his Mystic Water for dark glasses, specifically and only for that fight. So he could
Low-key
channel
dark
the Squirtle
glasses
Squad.
plus bite on water types like carried at least 3 of us through Sabrina.
Yeah. Bite.
Yeah, for Sabrina, I had brought in, which we haven't gotten there yet, but I grabbed Paris from the Safari Zone.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
So I named him De Gaulle, and
Yeah.
Paris, Charles De Gaulle.
Yeah.
French.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I love it. That's why I laughed. That's
Yeah, no, I was tracking.
I laughed. I
You
thought it
guys
was
get it?
perfect.
You get it? Because French and Paris,
Got it, guys?
because it sounds like the city. You get it?
Yeah.
Plus, he needed to replace his one bug Frenchman Lafayette with another bug Frenchman.
I did. Yes, I did. You understood.
This is
I get it,
capital.
Zach. I get where you're coming from.
And so he was in and would put them to sleep and then use leech life because it's super effective, and then would took care of I think everybody except for the Alakazam, and then Patton came in and flamethrowed it, so it went through that pretty quickly.
Nice.
Solid.
From the Safari Zone, I got so at this point in time, I was just trying to really build out my Pokedex. So I got Alliance the Lapras from Silphco. Conglomeration, I just abbreviated to Conglom because it was too long. The Voltorb from Route 17, I want to say. I got
Conglomeration of
Smack.
orbs.
Yeah, because it's the best thing I had.
I know, I love it.
Um,
I didn't hear that name.
Yeah. Smack the Tentacool. I think that was from Route 12 because I hadn't fished off that. I got. Oh yeah, I loved this. Consortium is a term for a group of crabs. So consortium, the crabby. I was really just trying to fish and grab things where I could, but from I got a Nidoran and a Rhyhorn, Warren and Crash, respectively, from the Safari Zone. But on just to finish up my random catches, I got Eclipse the Venonat, Trickery the Ditto, and Thicket the Tangela, just trying to build out my Pokedex to get 50 so that I can get an EXP share.
Safari Zone is pretty simple for me. I only caught one Nidoran, and I missed every other catch opportunity in there.
Yeah.
I got an Execute. I just
That's
think
not
it's
a bad.
neat.
I just think, yeah, it's not a bad get. Yeah. So, I will say Venusaur, which I had at this point, real good for getting through water areas.
Imagine.
And I made it to the Seafoam Islands, and then realized I didn't have strength because I didn't remember where to get strength. So I had the random thought of, wait, couldn't I just go south of Pallet Town and get to Cinnabar Island? And the answer is, of course, yes. So I made it to Cinnabar Island, where I traded in my fossil and ended up getting a Kabuto. Spoiler, it's evolved to Kabutops now, but a level 5 Kabuto at the time that there's not a collective noun for them. But just today, at Nick's suggestion, he was like, "Oh yeah, it would be like a fossil site." So it's my Kabuto, now Kabutops, named Site. And quickly, I did get a Slowpoke that I named Bloat, because apparently a group of hippopotami, which is similar-ish to a Slowpoke, is a bloat. Collective nouns are weird.
Especially for aminals.
Yes. But that gets me to the Pokemon mansion.
I took the route through the Seafoam Caves, where I caught my golden or my Psyduck.
The very important Psyduck.
Yeah, very important.
I still think that the
how do we
event
get
catches
the
are
Articuno?
fine and
Yeah,
separate.
you can play that way if you like.
Yeah, so I had my Master Ball in hand, walked up to the Articuno, caught the Psyduck instead. I took a screenshot of the Articuno and I sent it to the group chat, and I'm like, "Look, guys, there's the Articuno in his natural habitat." I think everybody expecting me to announce that I had caught the Articuno, and then
I love all my favorite part was Because I don't believe it. I believe legendaries should be kept free to roam, and so you can ever get to enjoy their beauty. And also because I caught a side up.
Pat, how'd you get to Cinnabar?
I did what you did, except I had strength. I was just a coward.
Yeah, I didn't
So I
get
went.
strength until like 2 hours ago.
I went south of Fuchsia because I forgot that that's where the Seafoam Islands were, and I thought I would just be able to like sail like straight to Cinnabar. But I was considering potentially using max repels and going for Articuno. I'm not nearly as much of a free-thinking naturalist as Zach in that regard. I was going to catch it and put it in my balls. Um, and but I didn't like I wasn't set up to do it like mentally because I didn't want to like mess it up and then end up with like a horrible Pokemon like a Psyduck. Um,
Excuse me.
Don't worry, I caught a
Psyduck
Psyduck
will be
somewhere
vital.
else. It all comes out in the wash. Psyduck is objectively the worst.
Don't do it.
That's safe now.
So
He
yeah,
can just say those things.
I swung up and then went south out of Pallet Town like you did, and then did the mansion, and then fought Blaine. The mansion again, like using Haunter. Theoden the
Oh, yeah.
Haunter, just immune to all the nonsense and able to Shadow Ball most things, even if not super effective, or stab. Well, always get stab damage, but like not really being harmed by anything, which was nice. And then with Blaine and his fire types, using Legolas the Gyarados with Surf. I know Gyarados isn't a special attacker and Surf is a special attack, but like, it worked.
Yeah.
Got the job done. I don't have a Blastoise, okay? So I didn't.
Hey, we're going to get to the point where I am objectively in the best position. Let's just say the sea claimed Cinnabar Island. It was reclaimed in the name of a water type. I also got extremely lucky in that my Blastoise has a nature that increases its special attack. It is a very strong special attacker.
Absolutely busted. I'm jelly.
Let's just say Blaine never got a turn. None of his trainers at his gym got a turn. It was a slaughter. One Pokemon came in and then walked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little envious of the Blastoise going through all of this. I got Fen the Muck going through the mansion, but I had finally gotten a EXP share. I'd already been working on my Kabuto because I'm like, oh, it's a rock and water. That's an interesting type, and I can teach it Surf. That's nice. So it'll be resistant to certain things. This will be good. That Kabuto, eventually Kabutops, like basically soloed the fire gym for me.
I don't know
and
how
it
that's
was
possible. Fire types in this game are so strong.
and it also ended up being really good for grinding in the mansion because it had water moves for the fire Pokemon, and then for the poison Pokemon it had ground moves because I had Mud Slap. And then for everything else I could just slash it, and I'm just like, this is great. I've never really played with a Kabutops before. Like I remember, I don't remember, but like I imagine me as a kid being like, "Oh, it's level 5, and I don't want to put the work into it. I already have all these other Pokemon that do what I want it to do." Whereas me, I'm like, "Cool, this version of the game has EXP share. Let's get this level 5 thing jacked up." Yeah, that Kabutops definitely on the A team now.
That's one of the things I love about the Nuzlock format, though, because like you really like things are going to go south, and then it forces you to think outside the box. and you're already thinking outside the box because you have catch limits and you don't choose which Pokemon you catch. So like
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
a straight
There's-
playthrough,
there's
you
no
wouldn't have
run.
played with Kabuto, right?
Probably not. No.
But yeah, I haven't beaten Blaine yet. But my team, which has been pretty stable, like except for obviously the tragic deaths, I have Clefable, Parasect, Seadra, or Kingdra, I mean, no, Seadra, right? Yeah. Charizard, Haunter, and Pidgeot, which is just like never a team I would run normally.
Solid team,
As a
though.
kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. It is a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
So I'll wrap up. Out of all of us, Zach, you are, even though you have the earliest starting date. I beat Giovanni today, and I am behind Nick and Pat. So I'll kind of hit my end point right now of what I can talk about. So I've got Bouquet at 47. He's my Venusaur. He's gonna be helpful. So this is me. So I beat Giovanni mostly with, honestly, Kabuto was doing some good work. Haunter was doing some good work. Sorry, Kabutops was doing some good work. It was fine. And Bouquet's just great. So really looking towards the Elite Four, my A team that I'm going with right now. I've got my Venusaur at 47. It's going to be helpful against the Ice person. It's going to be a little risky, but a lot of her Pokemon are Water type in addition, and surprisingly, he's pretty fast for a Venusaur. I think that's partly because I've grown him from Bulbasaur. So he'll be great for that. He'll be good against the rock fighting guy if I need to put him into there. He's generally useful for slowdown and survivability. I'm happy with him. I've got Frayed the Haunter. He's got Shadow Ball and Psychic, so he'll be good for normal types. He'll be risky for the ghost types, but he's going to be generally interesting and useful depending. Alliance the Lapras, water type against the rock fighting guy, and ice attacks against the dragon, Lance. Snorlax, I think the plan is, Haunter's 46, Lapras is 41, Snorlax, Sloth the Snorlax is at 40, and we were talking, I think I'm going to take the suggestion of teaching it Shadow Ball, because it can learn it.
Yes.
So I'm going to have a normal type that'll be mostly immune to the ghosts, that has a ghost move that will wreck ghosts. I've got Quarrel my Fearow. I would never run a Fearow as a kid. Like, I love Haunter. Snorlax is great. Venusaur is great. I love Lapras. Would never run a Fearow as a kid, but it has good flight moves for fighting Pokemon. It has some dark moves for some flexibility there. And then I've got my Kabutops, which has just been a powerhouse since I've gotten him up to level 44. Fearow is my lowest for my A team right now at level 39. But that's kind of where I'm sitting for trying to take on the Elite Four. I'm currently at the beginning of Victory Road.
What is your highest level Pokemon?
Currently 47 Venusaur.
And you're gonna go into the Elite Four with that?
I haven't made it through Victory Road yet.
Okay. Their Pokemon are in the 50s, just as a heads up.
I'm aware. I was hoping to get
Okay.
everyone to at least 55.
Okay. All right. I will. Okay. Good.
Yes.
It's like to round us.
I was like, Chad, we've come too far for you to throw your lives away.
Throw your life away.
To continue on a little bit further, I taught Giovanni's whole gym how to swim.
Because ground is weak to water.
It really wasn't a pleasant place to be for them. Between my Venomoth and a Blastoise, it was kind of just game set match. And then I made my way through Victory Road and mediated on how my team, which at this point was nice and well-rounded, but was actually really not well set up for the Elite Four, was going to have to change. And so I ended up having to box mine Rhinoka the Ninetails, who had been around for a very long time, and Bogle my Pidgeot, because a straight up flying type really wasn't providing me much outside of because some information that I learned from Pat. Turns out all of Bruno's Pokemon know rock moves, and I don't want to risk losing my bird because of a random rock move on a fighting Pokemon.
Yeah, so several of them threw out rock tombs unexpectedly. Neither of the Onyxes, surprisingly.
Well, that's for the best because they would have been stabs.
Yeah.
So I am changing out my team. I did do the Articuno
Stab.
Gambit. Yeah.
Stab.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know what a stab was. If I remember correctly, it is a same type attack bonus. So because it
Yep.
is a rock move and Onyx is a rock type, it gets a bonus to while using rock moves. For
Yeah.
anyone who, like me, was unaware.
So I did pull off the Articuno Gambit. I did not get beguiled by the lures of the Psyduck. How dare you? You know better.
The siren song.
Not.
The Siren song.
Gosh, I was
Yeah,
right there and I let it go.
Yeah, just walked right on by it. So I did pick up Articuno because having a pure ice type or an ice type was going to be kind of clutch. I debated on just using my Master Ball on a Seal, just to do it,
Just to have it.
and just not use a legendary.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have 7 max repels. I think I can find my way to get to Articuno without running into a random encounter. So I just went for it, and I figured that if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But I got there, used the Master Ball on it, and that'll be fill the gaps in. But otherwise, it's going to be my Venomoth, Mata, Schnitzel the Sandslash, Netten, which was an accidental grab in Celadon for my Celadon Pokemon. Did not mean to get an Eevee.
It's pretty great though that accidental stumble into an Eevee is actually making it onto your Elite Four team.
I know, right? Like that, I ended up being I'm actually very thankful of it in the end because otherwise I would have had to go to the power plant to get some sort of electric type.
Yeah, because I mean, imagine if at the game corner you bought something like, I don't know, a Dratini. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and so I evolved it into a Jolteon, and that's pretty much how I intend to take out Lorelei. And then my Blastoise, and then to round everything off, my Nidoqueen will just be there to provide backup support because you can pretty much teach Nidoqueen any TM imaginable.
Yeah.
So she's just going to be there to be a tank and to provide redundancy. And then it's just going to be about leveling up to about level 55 or so.
Yeah.
And then we do the final run.
Speaking of, Pat.
Yeah, I beat the run.
You did it.
Well done.
Yay. Yeah, I don't know what much to say. I think that most of my team was pretty locked in for a long time, similar to what Zach was saying. Like I had a pretty similar roster and only on some major deaths was anything really swapped out. So I had Frodo the Charizard. This was before discussing with Nick, so I was looking at what my team was going to be going to the Elite Four. So I had Frodo the Charizard. I'm sorry, I'm pulling up my notes here. Legolas the Gyarados, Pippin the Butterfree, Boromir the Vileplume, and Theoden the Haunter. And I was trying to find out who I should have in my 6th slot. Talked with Nick a bit, like strategizing on kind of the team composition. As much as I loved having the Butterfree, who pretty much saved me from Koga and was super useful all throughout the game, we determined that it probably wasn't actually going to help me defeat any of the Elite Four members and was
No.
likely to get one shot by a physical attacker.
Yeah.
In hindsight, definitely, given how much damage those guys do.
Say one of those rock tombs probably would have taken Pippin right out.
Yeah. And that would have been rough because I was going to rely on that for Agatha and her ghost types. So Nick and I was doing some strategizing, and Nick was like, well, a fighting type could be pretty good against Lorelei because one of my biggest weaknesses in my roster was all of the flying types that I had. And ice moves are super effective against flying.
Mm-hmm.
And my Charizard wasn't going to help me because most of Lorelei's ice types are also water types. So he's only going to be super effective against Jinx. So Nick was like, well, you can bring a fighting type and then utilize it heavily for Lorelei and then potentially use it on the Onyxes for Bruno. And he also mentioned, like, well, you boxed Gandalf the Mankey like a long time ago, right? And I was like, yeah, I did. It was like, well, what better time for Gandalf the White to return and clinch the victory than the Elite Four? And I was like, you know what? When you're right, you're right. And you, my friend, you're right. And so pulled Gandalf out of the box, had the EXP share, so leveled him up, evolved a Primate, taught him some delicious moves. Also taught him Overheat just for fun, because Gandalf's the servant of the secret fire, wielder of the Flame of Honor. Overheat's just a really powerful special fire attack that reduces your special attack after you use it, so it's kind of goofy, but powerful if you use it right. And then I went and I caught an Articuno, and that fleshed out my roster, ground a bit, and then I
What's
took
the
on the
Articuno
Elite
name?
Four. Bard.
Choice.
So Bard of Lake Town, the Slayer of Smaug.
Yeah. Dragon Slayer. I love
Dragon
that.
Slayer.
That's all that Articuno was there for, was to kill some dragon.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I was like, you're the only reason you exist is to kill Lance, and he did it. So yeah, it was taking on the 4 was stressful. I thought I had good type matchups, and objectively I did, but they just hit really hard, and they play more intelligently than most other trainers. So just be careful, I guess, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you told me that, like, the fighting types have rock moves, like, to cover their flying weakness, I'm like, oh my god,
so dirty.
It's so mean.
Like moves that were not very effective were taking like 2/3 of my Pokemon's HP. So,
jeez,
like I'm not playing with the clause that stops me from using healing items during battles. If
some people are crazy.
If I was, I probably would not have cleared the Elite Four. So, you can think what you will about that in terms of whether or not it was a true Nuzlocke, but for the rules I set out for myself, yeah. I think next time that I do it, I might try adding some additional challenges. Like I might do what Zach's done and do set instead of switch. And maybe I'll limit the number of items that I use so that I'm a little bit more judicious about it. But yeah, Lorelei wasn't too bad, all said and done. Bruno's rock tombs from his fighters were the scariest thing from him. Agatha threw me for a loop because her Gengar spammed double team initially, and then started giving me toxic. And so I couldn't hit it. It was poisoning me at an alarming rate. And like all I could do was like switch to a new Pokemon and try again. But like because the double team didn't affect my accuracy, it affected its evasiveness. It was
Hmm.
the same situation. So I had to use hail. I taught hail to Articuno, and just like hail, and then protect, and then miss with like a fly or a ice beam, and then protect, and then miss with an ice beam, and then protect, and like, 'cause I also taught her protect.
Yeah.
Not specifically for this situation, but I'm glad that I did because it came in handy. Um, but yeah, that was the only reason that I made it through that first Gengar, because I was in a pinch because I didn't realize that I was going to be going up against an enemy I couldn't hit. And then Lance was trivialized by Articuno, so that's just ice beam all day, every day.
Yep.
And
How
then
was the final? Oh.
yeah, the rival fight. Rival fight was a little scary, but I had a pretty well-rounded team, and yeah, managed to pull it off.
Really upset that an earthquake from your Primeape did not do as much damage to that Arcanine as it should have.
Yeah, I was
remember that.
I was being cheeky because like I had water moves, I had water stab moves that I could use against the Arcanine, but I was like, I'll send out Gandalf, and then like you do a little earthquake, and like, haha, won't that be funny? And it did like 25% of its health. And the game told me it was super effective, and I'm like, I don't think that means what you think it means, because dang. But yeah, it was stressful. Like the thing that I think in hindsight I had fallen back on a lot was the ability to go into a gym, fight the trainers, and then if I'd taken a lot of hits or I just wanted the extra assurance, I could go back to the Pokemon Center and then like be completely ready to take
Yeah.
the gym leader. But the fact that you have to go like back to back to back, like you can still get, if you're allowing yourself healing items, you can still get the healing items and you can still like effectively heal your Pokemon up. But there's just something to the mental series of challenges that was intense, but it was fun. It was really fun.
Did you lose anybody?
Not in the Elite Four,
Very nice.
but I did do a lot of grinding. I will
Yeah.
say, like I took my Pokemon all to the. I don't know. For the most of the playthrough, I was keeping my Pokemon under the next gym leader's ace, not leveling up any higher than that. And I held to that. The Elite Four I thought was a special example because you got to do them back to back, and so I looked at the ace of the highest level ace of each of them, which is Lance's Dragonite at level 60. And so I said, okay, I won't go above 60. I thought I was going to level all the way to 60, and then I got so tired of grinding that I was just like, this is fine. So I was middle to high 50s, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take the challenge.
Sure.
So
Well, again, well done.
huzzah. My soul is free.
So we'll do another one of these when Nick's through, I'm through, Zach's further. There's another friend of ours who wasn't able to make it tonight. If he wants to recount his story thus far through, we'll have him on. But for what it's worth, this has been fun to do in parallel and to like have our group chat that we all talk about it in.
Yeah, it's been really
It
fun to
has
do
been.
together.
Even if we're doing it at different paces, just being able to, commiserate over a death or talk strategy about a random other thing. Like, little kid me was stupid and bad at this game.
So next run, 5-way Soul Link Nuzlock, yeah.
To be fast.
I mean,
Over
I'll
before
try
it begins.
I'll try it, but I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it would
chaotic.
be
I'm just memeing
over.
on you.
I
Yeah,
know.
no.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks guys for not only playing the game along with me, but for joining me on this episode. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite name that you gave your Pokemon?
Ooh.
Schnitzel for Sand Slash. That's my favorite one, so probably so far.
I mean,
I feel like Churchill is my favorite.
Love Churchill because you can't give someone who has aspirations of king. an American name. I loved
That's
I
pretty
loved your
good.
reasoning.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, so like again, they're all based off of like Frayed. Frayed's great. I loved Frayed. Kaleidoscope, love that too. Oh goodness, while flipping through them, I did fail to mention one of the random Pokemon that I was got while fishing was a Staryu that is named Galaxy
Love that.
Nice.
because the collective term for starfish is a galaxy.
Oh my
Sure, that
gosh.
makes sense. Constellation's right there. It's right there.
I know. Um, but yeah, I'm real happy with Frayed. Not only as it being the word, but also just how it works in sentences. You?
Probably either Galadriel the Voltorb or Denethor the Snorlax.
I forgot that Denethor was Snorlax.
My logic being because he's asleep and in my way.
And he's a messy eater.
Yeah, you know what? Fair play. I forgot about that connection too. So yeah, I have to give you guys credit with your naming schemes. They're very fun.
Um, I know I've mentioned this a few times of like Pokemon that young Chad wouldn't have considered but has been surprised by. Um, any favorites of that jumped out from your lists?
I definitely would not have ever touched that Pokemon. It's a bug in the late game. I would have already had either a Beedrill or Butterfree, and I would never have taken another look at it. And it has quite honestly proven to be very useful.
Yeah, I mean, your Venomoth helped you with. You said that it helped you with Koga and Giovanni's gym. So yeah.
It was my savior when I needed him, and that Venomoth's probably gonna destroy Agatha in the Elite Four too. So
Yeah, I think usually I would have replaced my Butterfree at this point, except for Lafayette died. But before then, he was the star. And then Washington, the Clefable, has really has done a great job so far. Where I usually wouldn't have had Clefable on the
did
team.
Washington and Lafayette ever get to meet? Okay,
Yes, they battled alongside each other for
good.
quite a while.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm getting
I
misty
know.
just thinking about it.
Yeah. I think Cauldron the Zubat is by like bigger of the upsets of like I would not have used you.
Yeah.
But
Ironically for me, Primeape. Um, like I just
sure.
named him Gandalf because he was a furry, angry guy when I met him, and like realizing that he was going to be my answer to Brock, and then like going through Mount Moon, and then boxing him, and then Nick had suggesting bringing him back. Like it's just not a fighting type that I normally like jive with. Like if you ever watched the old show, like Primeape was just a troublemaker, man. And I remember like not my favorite fighting type, like just not wanting to have much to do with it. But yeah, all the other ones on my roster I kind of already liked. So I got lucky in that regard on what I drew from the route catches.
Sure.
Long discussion that Saturday of discussing how to try and give Pat the best roster he could against the Elite Four.
It's a challenging question. Like the fact that it's 4 back-to-back trainers and that you need to go in with a team that can handle all of them plus your rival, it's a big question.
Yep.
Can't swap out in the middle. So
Well, with that, I think we've covered a lot of ground. If anybody wants to get in contact with me about anything we've said, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm around as Head Librarian Chad. Again, thank you guys for joining me for this, and thank you all for listening.
Zubat is objectively the worst.
All this silence.
I know. I'm like, did I destroy it? I destroyed it.
Are there
Oh,
any
you're-
girls there? No, you're not there.
Do you remember how I
Are
told
there
you
any
that I will?
ogre? I have a +3 or sort of ogre sling. You're not
You're
there.
not there.
That's such a deep cut.
Time I forget about that door clear thing. It gets brought up again, and it always brings like a smile to my face.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Satan's
game.
Yeah, remember what I said about how if there's just a random good bit that does not fit
Oh.
anywhere else, I'll just
Oh.
stick it at the end.
What have I done?